At that time, Jesus went through the fields on the Sabbath day, and his disciples, being in need of food, were taking the heads of grain. But the Pharisees, when they saw it, said to him, "See, your disciples do that which it is not right to do on the Sabbath." But he said to them, "Have you no knowledge of what David did when he had need of food, and those who were with him? How he went into the house of God, and took for food the holy bread, which it was not right for him or for those who were with him to take, but only for the priests? Or is it not said in the law, how the Sabbath is broken by the priests in the temple, and they do no wrong? But I say to you that a greater thing than the temple is here. But if these words had been in your minds, my desire is for mercy and not for offerings, you would not have been judging those who have done no wrong. For the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath." And he went from there into their synagogue. And there was a man with a dead hand. And they put a question to him, saying, "Is it right to make a man well on the Sabbath day?" So that they might have something against him. And he said to them, "Which of you, having a sheep, if it gets into a hole on the Sabbath day, will not put out a helping hand and get it back? Of how much more value is a man than a sheep? For this reason it is right to do good on the Sabbath day." Then said he to the man, "Put out your hand." And he put it out, and it was made as well as the other. But the Pharisees went out and made designs against him, how they might put him to death. And Jesus, having knowledge of this, went away from there, and a great number went after him, and he made them all well, ordering them not to give people word of him, so that what was said by Isaiah the prophet might come true. "See my servant, the man of my selection, my loved one, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit on him, and he will make my decision clear to the Gentiles. His coming will not be with fighting or loud cries, and his voice will not be lifted up in the streets. The crushed stem will not be broken by him, and the feebly burning light will he not put out, till he has made righteousness overcome all. And in his name will the Gentiles put their hope." Then they took to him one with an evil spirit, who was blind and had no power of talking. And he made him well, so that he had the power of talking and seeing. And all the people were surprised and said, "Is not this the son of David?" But the Pharisees, hearing of it, said, "This man only sends evil spirits out of men by Beelzebub, the ruler of evil spirits." And having knowledge of their thoughts, he said to them, "Every kingdom having division in itself is made waste, and every town or house having division in itself will come to destruction. And if Satan sends out Satan, he makes war against himself. How then will he keep his kingdom? And if I by Beelzebub send evil spirits out of men, by whom do your sons send them out? So let them be your judges. But if I by the Spirit of God send out evil spirits, then is the kingdom of God come on you. Or how may one go into a strong man's house and take his goods, if he does not first put cords round the strong man, and then he may take his goods? Whoever is not with me is against me, and he who does not take part with me in getting people together is driving them away. So I say to you, every sin and every evil word against God will have forgiveness, but for evil words against the Spirit there will be no forgiveness. And whoever says a word against the Son of Man will have forgiveness, but whoever says a word against the Holy Spirit will not have forgiveness in this life or in that which is to come. Make the tree good, and its fruit good, or make the tree bad, and its fruit bad. For by its fruit you will get knowledge of the tree. You offspring of snakes, how are you, being evil, able to say good things? Because out of the heart's store come the words of the mouth. The good man out of his good store gives good things, and the evil man out of his evil store gives evil things. And I say to you that in the day when they are judged, men will have to give an account of every foolish word they have said. For by your words will your righteousness be seen, and by your words you will be judged. Then some of the scribes and Pharisees, hearing this, said to him, Master, we are looking for a sign from you. But he, answering, said to them, An evil and false generation is looking for a sign. And no sign will be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the stomach of the great fish, so will the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will come up in the day of judging and give their decision against this generation, because they were turned from their sins at the preaching of Jonah, and now a greater than Jonah is here. The queen of the south will come up in the day of judging and give her decision against this generation. For she came from the ends of the earth to give ear to the wisdom of Solomon, and now a greater than Solomon is here. But the unclean spirit, when he is gone out of a man, goes through dry places looking for rest and getting it not. Then he says, I will go back into my house from which I came out. And when he comes, he sees that there is no one in it, but that it has been made fair and clean. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits worse than himself, and they go in and make it their living place. And the last condition of that man is worse than the first. Even so will it be with this evil generation. While he was still talking to the people, his mother and his brothers came, desiring to have talk with him. And one said to him, See, your mother and your brothers are outside, desiring to have talk with you. But he in answer said to him who gave the news, Who is my mother, and who are my brothers? And he put out his hand to his disciples and said, See my mother and my brothers, for whoever does the pleasure of my Father in heaven, he is my brother and sister and mother. On that day, Jesus went out of the house and was seated by the seaside. And great numbers of people came together to him, so that he got into a boat. And the people took up their position by the sea. And he gave them teaching in the form of a story, saying, A man went out to put seed in the earth. And while he did so, some seeds were dropped by the wayside, and the birds came and took them for food. And some of the seed went among the stones, where it had not much earth, and straight. Away it came up, because the earth was not deep. And when the sun was high, it was burned. And because it had no root, it became dry and dead. And some seeds went among thorns, and the thorns came up, and they had no room for growth. And some, falling on good earth, gave fruit, some 100, some 60, some 30 times as much. He who has ears, let him give ear. And the disciples came and said to him, Why do you say things to them in the form of stories? And he said to them in answer, To you is given the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, because whoever has, to him will be given, and he will have more, but from him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. For this reason I put things into the form of stories, because they see without seeing, and give ear without hearing, and the sense is not clear to them. And for them the words of Isaiah have come true. Though you give ear, you will not get knowledge, and seeing, you will see, but the sense will not be clear to you. For the heart of this people has become fat, and their ears are slow in hearing, and their eyes are shut, for fear that they might see with their eyes and give hearing with their ears, and become wise in their hearts, and be turned again to me, so that I might make them well. But a blessing be on your eyes, because they see, and on your ears, because they are open. For truly I say to you that prophets and upright men had a desire to see the things which you see, and saw them not, and to have knowledge of the words which have come to your ears, and they had it not. Give ear then to the story of the man who put the seed in the earth. When the word of the kingdom comes to anyone, and the sense of it is not clear to him, then the evil one comes and quickly takes away that which was put in his heart. He is the seed dropped by the wayside. And that which went on the stones, this is he who, hearing the word, straightway takes it with joy. But having no root in himself, he goes on for a time. And when trouble comes or pain, because of the word, he quickly becomes full of doubts. And that which was dropped among the thorns, this is he who has the word. And the cares of this life and the deceits of wealth put a stop to the growth of the word, and it gives no fruit. And the seed which was put in good earth, this is he who gives ear to the word and gets the sense of it, who gives fruit, some 100, some 60, some 30 times as much. And he gave them another story, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a man who put good seed in his field. But while men were sleeping, one who had hate for him came and put evil seeds among the grain, and went away. But when the green stem came up and gave fruit, the evil plants were seen at the same time. And the servants of the master of the house came and said to him, Sir, did you not put good seed in your field? How then has it evil plants? And he said, Someone has done this in hate. And the servants say to him, Is it your pleasure that we go and take them up? But he says, No, for fear that by chance, while you take up the evil plants, you may be rooting up the grain with them. Let them come up together till the getting in of the grain. And then I will say to the workers, Take up first the evil plants, and put them together for burning, but put the grain into my storehouse. He put another story before them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and put in his field, which is smaller than all seeds. But when it has come up, it is greater than the plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds of heaven come and make their resting places in its branches. Another story he gave to them. The kingdom of heaven is like leaven, which a woman took and put in 3 measures of meal, till it was all leavened. All these things Jesus said to the people in the form of stories, and without a story he said nothing to them, that it might come true which was said by the prophet, Opening my mouth I will give out stories, I will give knowledge of things, kept secret from before all time. Then he went away from the people and went into the house. And his disciples came to him, saying, Make clear to us the story of the evil plants in the field. And he made answer and said, He who puts the good seed in the earth is the Son of Man, and the field is the world, and the good seed is the sons of the kingdom, and the evil seeds are the sons of the evil one, and he who put them in the earth is Satan. And the getting in of the grain is the end of the world, and those who get it in are the angels. As then the evil plants are got together and burned with fire, so will it be in the end of the world. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will take out of his kingdom everything which is a cause of error, and all those who do wrong, and will put them into the fire. There will be weeping and cries of sorrow. Then will the upright be shining as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. He who has ears, let him give ear. The kingdom of heaven is like a secret store of wealth in a field which a man came across and put back again. And in his joy he goes and gives all he has to get that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a trader searching for beautiful jewels, and having come across one jewel of great price, he went and gave all he had in exchange for it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net which was put into the sea and took in every sort of fish. When it was full, they took it up on the sands, and seated there, they put the good into vessels, but the bad they put away. So will it be in the end of the world. The angels will come and take out the bad from the good, and will put them into the fire. There will be weeping and cries of sorrow. Are all these things now clear to you? They say to him, Yes. And he said to them, For this reason every scribe who has become a disciple of the kingdom of heaven is like the owner of a house, who gives out from his store things new and old. And when Jesus had come to the end of these stories, he went away from there. And coming into his country, he gave them teaching in their synagogue, so that they were greatly surprised and said, Where did this man get this wisdom and these works of power? Is not this the woodworker's son? Is not his mother named Mary? And his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas, and his sisters, are they not all with us? From where, then, has he all these things? And they were bitter against him. But Jesus said to them, A prophet is nowhere without honor but in his country and among his family, and the works of power which he did there were small in number because they had no faith. At that time, news of Jesus came to Herod the king, and he said to his servants, "This is John the Baptist. He has come back from the dead, and so these powers are working in him." For Herod had taken John and put him in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, because John had said to him, "It is not right for you to have her." And he would have put him to death, but for his fear of the people, because in their eyes John was a prophet. But when Herod's birthday came, the daughter of Herodias was dancing before them, and Herod was pleased with her. So he gave her his word with an oath to let her have whatever she might make request for. And she, at her mother's suggestion, said, "Give me here on a plate the head of John the Baptist." And the king was sad. But because of his oaths and because of his guests, he gave the order for it to be given to her. And he sent and had John's head cut off in the prison. And his head was put on a plate and given to the girl, and she took it to her mother. And his disciples came and took up his body and put it in the earth. And they went and gave Jesus news of what had taken place. Now when it came to the ears of Jesus, he went away from there in a boat to a waste place by himself. And the people hearing of it went after him on foot from the towns. And he came out and saw a great number of people, and he had pity on them, and made well those of them who were ill. And when evening had come, the disciples came to him, saying, "This place is wasteland, and the time is now past. Send the people away so that they may go into the towns and get themselves food." But Jesus said to them, "There is no need for them to go away. Give them food yourselves." And they say to him, "We have here but 5 cakes of bread and 2 fishes." And he said, "Give them to me." And he gave orders for the people to be seated on the grass. And he took the 5 cakes of bread and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he said words of blessing, and made division of the food, and gave it to the disciples, and the disciples gave it to the people. And they all took of the food, and had enough. And they took up 12 baskets full of broken bits which were not used. And those who had food were about 5,000 men, in addition to women and children. And straightway he made the disciples get into the boat and go before him to the other side, till he had sent the people away. And after he had sent the people away, he went up into the mountain by himself for prayer. And when evening was come, he was there by himself. But the boat was now in the middle of the sea, and was troubled by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the 4th watch of the night he came to them, walking on the sea. And when they saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It is a spirit." And they gave cries of fear. But straightway Jesus said to them, "Take heart, it is I, have no fear." And Peter answering said to him, "Lord, if it is you, give me the order to come to you on the water." And he said, "Come." And Peter got out of the boat, and walking on the water went to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was in fear, and starting to go down, he gave a cry, saying, "Help, Lord." And straightway Jesus put out his hand and took a grip of him, and said to him, "O man of little faith, why were you in doubt?" And when they had got into the boat, the wind went down, and those who were in the boat gave him worship, saying, "Truly you are the Son of God." And when they had gone across, they came to land at Gennesaret. And when the men of that place had news of him, they sent into all the country round about, and took to him all who were ill, with the request that they might only put their hands on the edge of his robe, and all those who did so were made well. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more awesome video, and turn on the notification bell so you'll get notified when I post new video.